What is up, guys? This is Harv with Harv's Corner. In today's mod review, we're going to talk about something fairly simple, but something really cool. So, we got those things over there. Bridges. Arc bridges. It's very simple, but it makes things really awesome on just about any map that Arc has to offer currently at the moment. So, there's a bunch of different flavors. There are a bunch of different options, and we're going to talk about all of that. We'll have a link to this bridge mod in the Steam Workshop description, so you guys can download that at your leisure and then check them out as well. But so there's different styles of bridges. So you have these, upended, ramped up bridges like this, and again, there's a lot more customization, and we'll talk about that. We get a little bit of different feels. You get like a rope bridge, wooden bridge, you get a stone, you get a metal. Now these are the ones that ramp up. So, and this is when you place these, you can build these on your person, and you'll be able to slap them down and then just place them. Now, right here, see, this might be a problem, and this is why I wanted to talk about some of the options, how this isn't long enough, right? So, holding in Y, triangle, E, whatever you want to do, you get a whole lot of adjustments with these guys. You can rotate them, you can make it bigger, you can make it smaller, you can also change the width on them, which I thought was really cool. But yeah, you get a lot of different options with these. So being able to rotate it, we'll start with that one first. Rotating it up, as you can see, is raising that front end. So now you can actually make these to go up something. So if the gaps aren't exactly level between each other, you can use this to compensate for that. And you can also lower it back down, right back down again too. It's pretty simple. It's the radial menu. The radial menu is what you're going to use for all of this stuff. You can make it bigger. Making it bigger actually makes it a little bit longer, a little bit wider in every little direction. And yep. So it makes it a little bit longer, a little bit taller, just all around a little bit bigger on both sides. So that makes this. How big can we make this? Let's find out. Let's find out. Kind of curious at this point. This is 2. Oh gosh. This just goes on and on and on. I really thought this was going to stop by now. Oh gosh. Wow, you can make some serious bridges with this. How big can we make this? I'm assuming it goes maybe 10? 5? It can't go any more than 5. 5's got to be max. There's no way it's going more than 5. It's going more than 5. All right, we're going to cut it back to 5 because that's insane. We don't need it that big. But wow, I mean, this thing would bridge huge gaps for you. It's pretty impressive. And we didn't even go as crazy, at this point. Like, I kind of want to know, right? Now, it looks like as you get this bigger, and even actually when they're placed as well, I should have told you that. When you're trying to access the menu for these guys, you either want to be right at the foot or somewhere in the middle. Somewhere in the middle seems to help out a bit more. But at this point, man, how big do these things go? Wow. All right, so we're 6, 7. It's got to go to 10. I'm thinking 10's the max. If this thing goes past 10, I really don't know. I'm pretty sure you like break your game running this. Okay, 8. 8 is the highest that it goes. And 8 is gigantic. 8 is unnecessarily gigantic. Wow. Big bridge. We can make really big bridges. Man, we could make a bridge across this whole thing. That's crazy. Alright, let's pick this one up. Like I said, ramped up bridges, you can adjust the width, you can adjust the length. Let's do that too. Let's talk about the width. So you can actually make these guys. It's not working because I'm not. There we go. See, you got to get towards the middle before you can actually use it. It does make the ramps wider, bigger. So this kind of you can be customizable really depending on how your base is. So if you have a base on maybe, I don't know, on an island somewhere off the shore or up in the trees, or, this is a pretty good ramp solution for redwood tree platforms. You can put a cliff platforms, you can put a ramp coming down and up to your base. Obviously across water sources like this. And honestly, aesthetically, I really like the wooden bridge. This looks really neat. I really like this. And again, you can change all of these too. You can change the width. And they all have the same options to them. You can change this from major to minor adjustment, which basically just drastically increases, right? So I probably should have done that when I was showing you the bigger version. But if you change this to minor adjustment and then go rotate it up, it's going to go in 1s. Or if I change it to major, it goes up in 10s. So that's really if you're just trying to get a really big jump or a small jump. But yeah, those are the ramped bridges. So the other bridges are basically the same style, and they're over here with one added to it. So these just have like, they're just normal bridges, right? They actually snap to foundations. You can place them free on the ground from point to point, but they'll snap to foundation. So it's actually really cool because, let me show you what I'm talking about here. So I can take, it's really nice because you can basically get a good starting point, right? So here we go. And so it'll snap to the beginning. You don't necessarily need the end. So now you can, you know, if you know you're starting from here and you're not sure exactly how long the gap is, you can start on this side, make your bridge bigger, wider, whatever. And then you can still snap foundations. Well, it looks like it's kind of wonky how that snaps. Why? I don't know why it snaps there. I'm using S plus foundation, so they're stackable, but looks like maybe you'd have to like, I'm gonna do it like that, and then maybe pick these up. Yeah, I used the bridge mods. I've used the bridge mod before, but I didn't actually try the whole snapping the foundations ahead of time. I just went over a water source with, you know, I use these more than I use these, but they pretty much work the same way. You can still rotate them. You can still move them. You can toggle the rails on these guys, so you can turn the rails off of them if you want to, and toggle them back on. Other than that, that's pretty much the only option that you have. You can save the sizes of them, reset it. Obviously, you can pick it up. But it's the same sort of process. So on the regular bridges, you have the, you know, the rope bridge, but then you also have this wooden bridge, and then again you have stone, metal. So there's 3 out of these that you would expect. This one, I guess because they didn't want to do like a ramped up wooden bridge, I'm not sure. Anyway, yeah, that's it. Now they have the same structural integrity as, you know, the building. So, you know, if you're making something out of stone, and if a dino can hurt stone, it can hurt this bridge, you know. So we can definitely do that. We can take a look at the cost as well. Actually, let's find the folder for that so you guys can see that. Where I think it's this JMod structures. Yeah. So well, let me go back here. So in your main crafting menu, you'll see a J_mod. You can tap into here, structures, and you'll have your 2 metal bridges, which are standardly what metal structures usually cost, plus some more. And then you have the ramp and that option. The stone, again, you're going to need cementing paste, some stone, wood, thatch, fiber, blah, blah, blah. And down for the wood, the same thing. You're going to, what you would expect to need for wooden structures, so it's not a big deal. Now, there's also these cautions on these bridges. Pay very close attention to them. At the bottom, it does say step aside if possible. You may glitch into the bridge while scaling up. Now, I'm in GCM mode, but I can tell you right away, when we were scaling that stone bridge up, I did get caught in it. So definitely pay attention to that. You might get caught in it and have to pick the whole thing up. So be a little bit careful, be mindful when you're placing them. But that's pretty much it. I dig it. I really do. I think it's a very simple, easy like mod that we should have had an arc, right? Like, this is one of those mods that I think the mod creator looked at it and goes, why the hell didn't we have this? We should have this. I don't understand why we don't have this. This makes tree houses, cliff platforms, bridges, like I said, between water. It just makes everything a little bit more accessible. And plus, you know, you can do some cooler builds, or maybe even do a little bit more of a secluded build with something like this. Between this and like I imagine using something like this and maybe something in the, like the Castle Keeps and Fortresses mod, having the drawbridges and stuff. I mean, I don't understand why that stuff was never implemented, but now you don't need to make all those pillars and ceilings and pillars and ceilings and pillars and ceilings. Now, to tell you what I don't like, it's just kind of a bummer, but we're going to talk about it. So you can see what this looks like, right? This looks like metal ceiling tiles with metal railing tagged to it, right? If we start to make this wider, and for sake of argument, yeah, so here we go. We got to get a little bit wider. It's stretched. So it's the same thing, and you can see you're starting to miss the detail. You can even see through it in some places. You're starting to lose the detail. It's literally the same tile. It's just stretching itself out, which is kind of a bummer. You start losing the detail, right? So if you really want to make this, and let's do a major adjustment. Let's make it as big as we can, right? That's when it starts looking really weird, right? That's stretched out. Like, so if you want a bridge this wide, it's going to look kind of silly. And even when you make it bigger, I mean, when you make it bigger, I think it kind of helps it a little bit. And it doesn't look horrible, right? It's not like, all right, I'm never going to use this thing horrible. But it's kind of a bummer that, I mean, maybe this is to help with rendering. Maybe because it's one solid piece stretched out versus, you know, multiple ceilings or kind of over top each other, next to each other. Maybe that's what it is. I'm not sure about the reasoning behind that, but aesthetically, it does not look that great. Let's pick this guy up. What about... I haven't really tried it on this one. Let's... Oh, you know what? No, I have. I definitely have. Because it does the same thing. Yeah, it basically takes its frame and stretches it out. So the bigger you get now, it's not... I guess maybe it's not quite as bad with... Well, no. In the ropes, you start to see the stretched out look to it. It's not too bad on the planks because the planks are kind of... Well, no. Honestly, yeah, it's all looking pretty stretched. So that's kind of my only gripe about it. But... that's kind of a trade-off, right? You have instant functionality to making a gigantor bridge, small bridge, wide bridge, thin bridge, pretty much any size bridge, and make one to get just about anywhere you want to. And you make them on your person. I mean, that's not a bad... It's not a bad trade-off for slightly lower graphics once you start to get, you know, bigger building and stuff like that. But I like it. I thought it would be fun to show you guys. It's one that it's one of these, I stumble across these small ones every now and then, and I think to myself, man, I really need to try that. And we actually used it on our, I believe we were playing Apparition when we used it to bounce between a lot of the rivers and stuff. And it's functional, but yet it still looks pretty cool too. So all in all, that's the bridge mod. Pretty simple, pretty cut and dry. Nothing too crazy complicated. So yeah, we're gonna put a link to the bridges in the description. But that's pretty much it, guys. I knew this was gonna be a small mod review. We kind of bounce back and forth between doing a small one and a big one. Gives me time to edit some of the bigger ones. I am going to try to do a fairly large one, maybe the largest one we've done, period, since doing this next week for Monday. I had a request in the community. One of the requests came into one of the videos, and it's a very big mod. So I want to take my time and go over it as much as I can. I also don't want a review that's going to go an hour and a half. So I got a lot of work to put into it. Anyway, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys think. If there's other mods that you want to see reviews with and how they work maybe, or if there's one that you particularly really love using, throw it out there. I'd love to maybe put a video together and put it on blast so the majority of us can see it and try it and mess with it. Getting dark. It's getting dark. Somehow it got light again. It's magic. Magic. I don't know. It's magic. It's magic. Anyway, yeah, let me know what you guys want to see next. Wednesday, we're gonna continue the one-on-one series this coming Wednesday with some more of Arc Genesis stuff. And then I think we're going to turn Fridays for now into some miscellaneous taming videos as well. So be sure to look out for that as well. And then obviously we always put build videos out on the weekends. Feel free to follow me here, follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter, and so you guys can see what I'm doing and what I'm up to and what I'm not up to and when I'm slacking and when I'm not. Till next time, take care.